This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Super J-Cast. I'm Joel, joined by Damon McDonald. It is Saturday the 14th of January 2023. This is episode 242. I've just finished watching a very exciting game of football, Man United against Man City. United have won, which is good news for Arsenal, because that means we remain 5 points clear at the top of the league.
Look at you.
I'm excited.
Champions League.
I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
That means you got a chance to win the whole fucking league, and then you'll be like a top seed in Champions League, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
I'm terrified. Steel O'Neill says, I want confirmation that you're allowing yourself to believe. Do it. Enjoy the ride. No, because then I'll just get hurt. It's like being a Tetsuya Naito fan.
Yeah.
With Arsenal.
I can see that. But you know what, though? Ride. I mean,
But we're 5 points clear.
Yeah.
5 points.
Come on. You got to feel good about yourself right now. These are the moments that you have to embrace and enjoy. And if it breaks your heart, as Michael Scott would say, I'm ready to get my heart broken again.
Well, I've heard news actually that Kikuchi is now the booker for the Premier League. So
did Dave report that?
If it does go tits up, then I'll rest assured that 2 years later, that Yujiro Kikuchi is going to give Arsenal their Kikuchi moments in the final of the Champions League. Telling one of his famous stories there, long-term booking.
Yeah, sounds like it. I saw that you were getting confirmation of stuff. I saw that. I saw you were doing your due diligence as a reporter. Here's the thing. I don't want to be a reporter. Do you want to be a reporter? I don't. I don't want to be a reporter. I just want people to get.
No, I tried it and I hated it.
Right.
So that's what I did.
It's terrible.
Yeah, that's it. I don't want to have to reach out to anyone. I would like all staff and wrestlers connected to the companies to just send me unsolicited direct messages, giving me scoops, giving me full access to them, saying, "Here, you can quote me on this. This is absolutely true."
Right. I can't wait for your inbox to be littered with all these fucking. Yeah, it's hi. I'm Joe Okada. Maybe you've heard of me. What? Who? No, never heard of you at all. But anything you tell me, I'll go out there and say. Because I'm Joe Okada.
I didn't know you speak English. Oh, yeah, definitely do speak English. Here's a photocopy of my ID card that I definitely haven't just created in Microsoft Paint.
Right.
And Nosawa Wrong Guy, he's the booker now. What, of New Japan as well? Yeah, he gets around. He's a busy man. Should I double check that? No, definitely not.
No.
It's fine. Just run with it. Just trust me, bro. Trust me, bro.
Oh, Dave. I love, there was a magical time way back when, Joel, where I would sit on my porch on a Saturday morning, waiting, and I could see the postman, the mailman, coming up the street, delivering the mail. And I would always be like, oh, that motherfucker better have my Observer. Better have my fucking Observer. And I wouldn't look at him.
And now it's you sitting on the toilet.
No. Well, it is a
sitting on the toilet waiting for your Observer to come. I need to wipe my ass with something.
Oh, that's not right. Come on.
No, I take it back.
Take that back.
It's a good paper.
It is. It's a good paper. And I would wait, and it would be what a great Saturday morning to spend watching pro wrestling and reading the Observer, and then maybe even going to a show later that night. Oh, notice how getting laid was not in that equation at all. It's not. It's not very.
It's a simpler time.
I just wanted to be held. All right. Well, today's a big day, right? No.
Why is that?
By the way, can you share with our listeners our just countless?
No. I don't know what it is, but no, I'm not sharing.
Oh, I just want to know how many pops you had while watching the game.
I had not that much. I had a glass of wine over there. I went to a nice Italian restaurant with a friend of mine.
Beautiful.
So I had a glass of wine and a shot of limoncello,
Ooh,
which was disgusting. It tasted like a toilet cleaner. And we went to izakaya down the road. I had some Kyoho sours, some Kalpis sours. So yeah, it's been a nice evening.
Look at you. You're a little lubed up, aren't you?
Certainly am. Shooting from the hip. Who should we bury first?
Here we go. I love it. I love a drunk Joel. Everybody loves drunk Joel. All right. Let me clear my throat. And let's begin a show, shall we?
Yes, let's talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling. Shinhon Pro Wrest. I'm gonna send you a link to something to get you on that. You might hate this. You might look at this and be like, "Oh, fuck off! I'm not doing it," which I totally respect. Right. So I'm sending you on WhatsApp, and the brief is: this is from Spannerhead on the Discord. He says, "Can you please ask Damon to name every single person in this image?" Okay,
let me give it a shot. Oh, I like this guy's work.
Let us know what you're looking at here.
Well, it's an illustration, and I've seen something similar. There's somebody who did, maybe it's the same person. They would do this type of artwork. I've seen before. He did like a Ric Flair one, and he did like maybe it's not the same artist. I don't know. All right, let's see what I can do. All right, it is of the Bullet Club, and it's like what's the best way to describe it? It's like all the members of Bullet Club in an illustration form, and it's actually really good. So I got to name all these fucking clowns. All right, here we go. All right, we got AJ, Finn Balor currently, Omega. I'm already drunk. Is that Luke Gallows? Oh, I'm going left to right, by the way. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, Jay White, Tama Tonga, Cody Rhodes, and what's his wife's name? There we go. Her. Young Bucks are in there.
Mrs. Cody.
What's that?
No, you're actually cancelled. You can't even remember his wife's name.
I can't even remember my wife's name.
Like that.
Right? What's her name? Brandy Rose, right?
Brandy.
See, I knew it. I told you. Yeah. Yujiro and not Miho. Who's the bunny girl? I forget it. Okay. Evil. Who the fuck is that? Who's next to Evil? I have no idea.
What, the bald guy or the guy with the hair and the beard?
Hair and the beard.
That's AEW superstar Hangman Page.
That is not. That's not a good one. All right. There's Adam Cole, I guess, right? Okay. Who's the young lady? I don't know the young lady. Who's that young lady? I don't know.
Mao, I believe her name is.
I don't know. Then we had Tonga Loa, and then we have, is that Chase up there? And Skrull, and the artist formerly known as Marty Skrull. Who the fuck's that? The bald guy. Yeah, who are they?
What, to the left of Marty Skrull?
Yeah, right above Evil.
That, I believe, is Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian.
They were in Bullet Club?
So, this is where we get to the part of the image. You're like, what? They were in Bullet Club?
I had no idea. They were in Bullet Club. All right, so there's Sho, Hikuleo, Taiji Mori, ELP, Bone Soldier? Next to, I guess. I have no idea what that's
supposed to be. Jado.
Oh, okay. Because I thought they were next to each other because it was like Juice. Look at the top row. Top row. I'll tell you what. You didn't think I was going to get this one. I know that one. Top row. The young lady is Doc Gallows' wife because I saw that mixed tag match at Duntaku. I was like, I traveled 10,000 miles to see that. It was Carl Anderson, and it was a Kingdom and Maria Kanellis. I can't believe it. Is that Chris Bay up there in the corner?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this makes for the worst radio. Yeah, Jeff Jarrett's up there, right?
Just literally naming Bullet Club members. This is rubbish. Yeah, it's Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett. I don't know who the one next to him is. I don't know who those people are. Oh, Amber Gallows is what I wanted to say. Yeah, and then is that Robbie Eagles up there in the corner?
Yeah.
Wow. And Gino's in there. I failed to mention Gino Gambino's in there. All right, Kenta. I did pretty well, I think, right?
You've done really well.
Thank you very much.
You didn't get people like Ray Bucareno, La Comandante, Scott D'Amore, Stephen Amell, El Terrible. But, aside from them, you've done,
I thought I did all right. I thought I did all right. Well, that was great radio.
Well
I'll tell you.
Well done, Damon.
Thank you, Brian.
Might be the worst opening we've ever done. What was I thinking?
That's all right. You're drunk.
Thanks, Fanhead. You fucked up the show.
Yeah.
Never write to us
again.
Way
to go. No, you can write again. All right. Where would you like to go, Drunk Commandant?
Let's do our year-end awards.
Yay!
Which I'm sure people have been on tenterhooks waiting for.
Listen.
What should we start? Should we go in reverse order, or should we just start with the big ones?
Let's go reverse order. Let's build it. Listen, if anybody stuck around after that bit, they deserve to go from the bottom to the top.
All right, I tell you what. I'll start by reading the funny entry. So you may recall I left one entry blank at the end, so people can sort of nominate their own category. Yes. So of the year. So I'll just read out some of the funny ones I picked up. Bald man holding a belt hostage of the year, Carl Anderson. Whiskey spit of the year, Nat Sepoy, a historic crossover. So I've done a mix of stuff that I thought were cool moments that wouldn't otherwise get talked about, and funny stuff. Horniest wrestler is Great O'Khan. Great O'Khan tweet delete of the year for Chris Charlton's sad grapple work raties masterpiece. And yeah, we saw that, Chris. That was a great tweet, and I'm very sorry that you deleted it. Fart of the year is Jay White. Thickest seat of the year, Mark Davis / Disney Pixar arse moment of the year. Mark Davis in the United Empire briefs that make his bum look like a baseball. Laugh of the year, Despy tags in that make his bum look like a baseball.
Oh, okay. Why? What?
Laugh of the year, Despy tags in Watto by slapping him across the face. Super J-Cast Twitter follower of the year, Antonio. Moment of the year, Tom Lawler giving Yano both Sister Act DVDs. Feud of the year, Jay White versus Clapping. Word of the year, Stonks. Reveal of the year, Kikuchi is the higher power.
Yeah.
Stick of the year, I just really like Yoshihashi sticks.
Aww.
Brain in a jar of the year, Adam Cole Bebe. Welcome back, Adam. Performance of the year, Chris Charlton reading out ELP's message at the G1 Climax 32 press conference. Non-wrestling moment of the year, Great O'Khan's adventure in Vegas. Quite a few of those about that. Tan of the year, El Lindemann. Tag team surprise match of the year, El Desperado and Kanemaru versus Strickland and Keith Lee. Surprisingly exposed bum cheeks of the year, Desperado. So quite a few entries there talking about Desperado's bum. Least effort by a wrestler in match of the year, Carl Anderson is match with Hikuleo / embarrassing moment of the year, Carl Anderson's performance against Hikuleo. So we've got absolute pelters for that one. Best troll of the year, Naito gesturing and losing Zack towards the exit aisle after his quick defeat in G1. Backstage commenter of the year, Kenta. Fumbled bag of the year, Black Tiger for managing to get dropped for being shit by a company that booked Chase Owens versus Jado. What Santa should bring Damon of the year, a dozen Tenga eggs. Funniest thing I've heard on the podcast
what was it?
You guys...
Back up, what was it?
What Santa should bring Damon of the year, a dozen Tenga eggs. You remember the Tenga eggs?
Yes.
That was an all-time.
Yeah, that was a good bit.
Funniest thing I've heard on the podcast all year, you guys talking about eating Jushin like an arsehole. What the fuck was that? Lol. Foreign object of the year, banana. Promo of the year, Jeff Cobb blinded by Miss doing a promo with his back to the camera and yelling at the wall. Best Guinness Book of World Records pursuit and triumph, the Hiromu Zipper thing. Funniest match of the year, Zack versus Evil in the TV Championship tourney. New Japan Official of the year, The Official. Best British Wrestler, Kosei Fujita. Daddy of the year, Hiroki Goto. And disappointing Carl of the year, either of the quitters.
We are some fucking funny people. I'm not going to lie. I appreciate people taking the time and doing that and making us laugh. That's good stuff. Way to go. Way to go, listeners. Excellent work. Made me laugh. That's for sure.
Yeah. And if I didn't read your entry, it's because it's not funny and neither are you.
Oh.
So never write to us again.
Joel. You're going to make us lose our
All
three
right.
listeners.
I added a new category this year. I did favourite New Japan faction, so we don't have anything from last year, but shall I do the top three? So in third place was Los Ingobernables Esteban, second place Suzuki-gun, and in first place United Empire.
Wow, there you go.
It was fairly close.
Okay, was it?
But I bloody love United Empire. I co-sign on that one. I think those are three very good choices there.
I did too.
I would have gone the same.
I believe I voted for United Empire, yes, as my number one pick. I think that, I don't know, I just like the dynamic. I kind of like they're a little bit like Reservoir Dogs, in their style and their, some of the photos they've been doing. I don't know. I like the fact that like each guy kind of feels a little bit different and has their own place in the faction. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, I would have. I did vote for them.
Okay, so next category is least favourite wrestler of the year.
My favourite category.
Do we want a top three or a top five?
Let's do top five. This is worthy of a top five. I do like least favourite, and sometimes they give you reasons why. But yeah, and slow down. Take your time with it. Build. Be a broadcaster.
Okay, so last year, in fifth place for least favourite wrestler of the year was Bad Luck Fale. Fourth place, Will Ospreay.
What?
Third place, Chase Owens. Second place was Evil.
Okay.
And first place was Dick Togo. So that was last year.
That was last year's.
This year, top five, so fifth place, we actually had a tie in fifth place. We got two wrestlers with the same score for fifth place, which was, again, Bad Luck Fale and Dick Togo.
Oh.
Fourth place, Chase Owens. Third place, Doc Gallows. Second place, Evil. And can you guess who's in first place?
I'm going to say Carl.
Machine Gun Kerr, the bald fraud himself, Carl Anderson, yes, runaway winner of least favourite wrestler of the year, and well deserved, because although he did pull it out of the bag in the Tama Tonga match, that's in retrospect, and I've had time to think about it, makes me more angry that he was so shit in the Tanahashi and the
that makes me the Tanahashi match I just cannot fucking fathom. Well, that's just.
You should have been fired on the spot after that for the sheer disrespect of
I agree.
Shitting that one out against one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I'm so surprised Evil is so high, second least favourite wrestler of the year for what is basically a comedy mid-card jobber, that people are still that upset by him.
Yeah, a little bit, because has been relatively a non-factor, right? He is there. And for the most part, it seems like, comedy relief in the bumbling, stumbling heels. He certainly wasn't as, front-facing as previous years. Evil is... he can have a good match. He can. Right now it's not, not his prime time, but yeah, Evil being there.
Underrated comedy wrestler.
Why Chase? People really don't like Chase Owens?
Not something I'm willing to get into.
Oh, it's outside the ring stuff. All right, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, it could be in the ring stuff. I don't know. Maybe people just dislike his wrestling, but I will say no more about that. Would you like me? This might be interesting to read the wrestlers who did not get any votes whatsoever for least favourite, because usually when I do this, you just get the most random wrestlers catching strays. Like I've got, I don't know, just go through it. One person saying that Kosei Fujita is their least favourite wrestler.
Why?
Someone voted for, Yuji Nagata. It's like, what have they done to upset you?
Like Yuji, the guy snubbed him for like an autograph one time. He's like, fuck him.
Right.
My least favourite. Yeah.
So there's two ways of interpreting the people that I'm going to read who had no votes whatsoever for least favourite. It's either people that nobody cares about, either like or dislike, or just genuinely beloved wrestlers. And there are some that are going to surprise you in here, considering their history. So these are the wrestlers with no points for least favourite of the year. So Alex Zane, Clark Connors, El Desperado, El Lindemann, Fred Rosser, Great O'Khan, Jeff Cobb, Jarrell Nelson, Katsuyori Shibata, Kevin Knight, Carl Fletcher, Mark Davis, Mascara Dorada, Ren Narita, Rocky Romero, Royce Isaacs, Rohei Oiwa, Shigo Takagi, Shota Umino, and this is a surprising one for me, Taichi.
Wow.
Titan, Yota Tsuji, and Zack Sabre Jr. So finally, Damon, people have come round and definitive proof everyone loves Taichi.
I'll tell you what, one of the things that you should be most proud of is leading that charge. Like, there was nobody who was like,
Yes.
Tai Chi's good, and you were there well before Tai Chi got good. And yeah, you should absolutely be. He should thank you. You know?
Yes.
I'm telling you right now.
Get in the DMs,
Let's
Tai
go.
Chi.
Let's go. Let's go get some whiskey sours and
Send me a picture of your ID card.
yeah,
though.
we need. We need
I need proof that it's actually you.
to verify that's you. It's in Comic Sans.
I've got an email here from Taichi at NewJapanWrestling.com.
Let's read that on here.
Okay, let's do everyone's favorite wrestler of the year. So this is not wrestler of the year. This is favorite wrestler of the year. So this doesn't have to be based on their performance or matches. Just like who do you like? So last year, the top 5 favorite wrestlers of the year. In 5th place, we had Hiromu Takahashi. 4th was Kazuchika Okada. 3rd, Tetsuya Naito. 2nd, Zack Sabre Jr. And 1st, Shingo Takagi. And this year, in 5th place, El Desperado.
Wow.
4th, Tetsuya Naito. 3rd, Kazuchika Okada. 2nd, Zack Sabre Jr. And 1st place, Will Ospreay.
Wow.
So that is quite the turnaround.
Yes,
so
it is.
William going from last year being the 4th least favourite wrestler to this year being the most popular, most people's favourite wrestler of the year.
How about that? That's pretty cool. I mean, I think that's a good thing that, look, we all know the reputation that he had online and just all, all the shit. But the fact that, I don't know, maybe he turned the corner on that. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. But I like the fact that we spend less time this year talking about his dopey Twitter account than his matches, which it should be. Like, he's very vanilla on Twitter right now, which is fine. Be as vanilla as possible. And
I think he's funny on Twitter. He's put some good stuff up there, some good gags, good interaction with.
Right, but it's nothing. He's not blowing up his fucking Twitter feed with nonsense. I think he's doing a good job. I think he. What?
I was going to say it's good to see that. So of course, Zack Sabre Jr. is the second favorite wrestler of the year. That his lack of Twitter activity has not dissuaded people from enjoying.
Let me tell you
work.
something. Probably one of the things that people enjoy most is that he doesn't tweet. Nobody tweets.
Yes. But do not log back on.
Do
Zach.
not.
It is hell over here. So that is a favourite wrestler of the year. Right, last year, we will move on to the next category. So this was biggest disappointment of the year. So last year, should we do top 5 for everything?
We can do it. Yeah.
So 5th place. Yeah. Last year, 5th place was heavyweight title scene. 4th place was the G1 final, which of course was the Ibushi injury. 3rd place, foreigners not performing in Japan. 2nd place, Jay White's 2021. And 1st place, Dick Togo influence / House of Torture. Now, this year, in 5th place, we have Kushida's return. 4th place, the G1 Climax block schedule. 3rd place, Kota Ibushi's absence. 2nd place, it's that man again, Jay White / Wrestle Kingdom 17 main event builds. And 1st place, biggest disappointment, never title booking / Carl Anderson, the bald fraud, cleaning up.
He really is.
Super J Cast.
Oh my God. He's like Oasis at the Brits. Yeah, he's that was a 1995 reference, by the way. Everyone. Such a fucking old turd. Yeah. Wow, look at that. And what's even more shocking, I mean, listen, I figured Carl was going to clean up. Jay White, 2 years in a row.
Yeah, 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row.
How about that? Okay. Loser leaves Japan, I'm just saying.
All right, let's move on to the most improved wrestler of the year. So last year, our top 5 were 5th place, Yoshihashi. 4th place, Fred Rosser. 3rd place, Doki. 2nd place, Great-O-Khan. And 1st place, Jeff Cobb. This year, most improved wrestler, 5th place, Shota Umino. 4th place, El Phantasmo. 3rd place, David Finlay. 2nd place, Ren Narita. And 1st place, Tama Tonga.
Wow.
I definitely had Tama and Ren in my top 3. I would have put ELP in there, just a shade above David Finlay, because really enjoyed ELP this year. But I think well deserved from that top 5.
very good. I like Tamatanga. Okay. He was in my top 3. I think I did as well went El Phantasmo. I think I went Shota too. I think. Yes. I like that category a lot. I like that category. I like to shower people with praise.
Yeah, we're all about positivity here on the Super J-Cast. Do you want me to send you a link to
No.
the spreadsheet, Damon, or are you enjoying just having it?
I love you. You're doing a great job. You're like, you know what it is? You're like Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes. Yeah.
Oh, I should start roasting.
Oh my God, how great!
But without the transphobia. Okay. Here we go, yeah. Right, Unsung Wrestler of the Year. So last year, 5th place, we had Robbie Eagles. 4th place, Tom Lawler. 3rd place, Taichi. 2nd place, Doki. 1st place, Great-O-Khan. This year, 5th place, Clark Connors. 4th place, Yoshihashi. 3rd place, Doki. 2nd place, Taichi. 1st place, the Great-O-Khan. Wow. So, yeah, the top 3, the same, but in a different order. So I definitely think, Great-O-Khan, he's going to be one of these wrestlers, I fear, where every year we're going to be like, oh, this is the year he's getting his push. This is the year he's, makes it to the New Japan Cup final, wins his G1 block, and sit there as Toru Yano eliminates him in the second round. So he's definitely, I think, a guy who, when compared to his popularity, is getting underpushed and underappreciated.
I tend to agree. And yeah, that is the fear that, he winds up being, he's in G1 and it's like, he's the new Shibata. I hope not. I hope he's not a middle of the card guy. I don't think he will be honest with you. But yeah, every year he's in the mix. And I like it that it's the same 3 people. The people are screaming at you, New Japan Pro Wrestling. Please give these guys a little bit more of a pusheroo. Be nice.
Yeah, I'm glad Taichi got the recognition there because he is a guy, we've talked about, he's got no points for at least favourite of the year, so everyone loves him now. And he's a guy, when he gets that tap on the shoulder, always delivers. He's done a lot of heavy lifting for the KOPW stuff. He's been the heart and soul of these JTO, the Taka Taichi shows. So, yeah, the fact that he's climbed up from 3rd place last year to 2nd place this year speaks volumes about how well-liked he is and also how, I don't know, New Japan not really
missing the mark a little bit.
Are they under pushing him? Yeah, quite possibly.
Okay. All right, that's fair.
Sad. Right, Junior Heavyweight Wrestler of the Year. So last year we had 8 nominees. This year we only had 4 because I think it was quite a lean year as far as singles junior wrestling went. So last year our top 5 in 5th place Doki, 4th place ELP, 3rd place, Robbie Eagles. 2nd place, Hiromu Takahashi. And 1st place, El Desperado. And this year, because we only have 4 nominees, so in reverse order, 4th place, we had TJP. 3rd place, Taiji Ishimori. 2nd place, Hiromu. And 1st place, El Desperado. So it is Despi again by a landslide. There was no one else even came close. I think he's just the star of the show. And we'll get on to talking about Wrestler of the Year, but just to drop a little nugget of a spoiler, he is a guy who, as he did last year, is going to feature quite prominently in Wrestler of the Year, let alone Junior Wrestler of the Year. So a guy who, dare I say, perhaps transcending the ceiling of the junior division.
God damn, people. All right, here we go. Let's do it.
That's something, isn't it, to beat Hiromu 2 years in a row?
Yeah, he had an incredibly diverse year, and delivered on small stages and large stages. To me, there was no one else that would fit the bill for 2022. No one, no other junior. And yes, there were other people had other moments, but consistently. Like he's been there. He's the guy. And 2 years running. I told you very few wrestlers shine during the lockdown years. He was one of them. He was one that found a way to make himself better, and God bless, because that's tough sledding. But yeah, 2 years in a row, great job.
And all that without having a contract. Incredible. What an achievement.
He has a contract. Come on. All right.
Tag team of the year. So last year, 5th place, we had Kanemaru and Desperado. 4th place was ELP and Ishimori. 3rd place, Naito Sanada. 2nd place, Yoshihashi, Ishii and Goto. And 1st place was Dangerous Tekkers. So this year, tag team of the year. In 5th place, we have House of Torture, so Evil Show and Yujiro. 4th place, Khan on the Cob. 3rd place, Catch 2-2. 2nd place, Bishamon. And in 1st place, Aussie Open.
Wow.
A very dominant win from Aussie Open there.
They were in my mix, but number one, that's okay. Help me out here. Obviously, FTR match was, off the charts, right? What else?
They did some stuff on Dynamite.
That doesn't count.
Was there a match with us? Strong. Okay, they've done a lot of work on Strong. I had them second, I think. I had Bishamon third, second Aussie Open, and I catch 2-2 first, because although they were only a team for half of the year, I thought they packed so much into it and did such tremendous work elevating the junior tag division from basically nothing. It was in the gutter, and now it's one of my favourite parts of the product.
Yeah. I think I went Yoshihashi and Goto, and then I went Catch 2-2. Yeah, that's okay. I'm actually, and here's the thing: I love Aussie Open, I love them, but I'm just a little surprised that they ran away with it. That might be my first shock of the award season. That to me is a bit of a unexpected swing.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that they did have a good performance in World Tag League as well, but I was suspicious of how many voters actually watched World Tag League in its entirety. Yeah. We will see.
Well, congratulations nonetheless, Joel, right?
Yes. Well done to Mark Davis and your baseball backside. Show of the year, ladies and gentlemen. So last year, 5th place we had Castle Attack Day 2, 4th place Wrestle Grand Slam in Tokyo Dome, 3rd place G1 Night 10, 2nd place Wrestle Kingdom Night 1, 1st place Wrestle Kingdom Night 2. This year, in 5th place, we had Wrestle Kingdom Night 1, 4th place Battle Autumn Osaka, 3rd place Historic Crossover,
Wow.
2nd place Wrestle Kingdom Night 2, and 1st place runaway winners Forbidden Door.
Wow. Forbidden Door was great. And here's the thing with Forbidden Door. First of all, is this the first year that neither a G1 or Wrestle Kingdom is first place?
I think so, yeah. I think every year since we started this, it's been a Wrestle Kingdom in first place.
I mean, that just kind of shows what a ravenous crowd can do to have people enjoy a show. And I thought the show was so much fun. Being there was great. I mean, taking out the personal aspect of it, I thought the show was, and it was cursed. Like, just going into it, it was just like every fucking time you turned around, somebody was hurt or somebody was there. Oh, it was just a fucking, and then
just imagine, like, if we got that Punk Tanahashi match. I mean, already, a lot of people say the show was an all-timer, but put Punk Tanahashi on top of that, then
yeah,
that would have been special.
Yeah, it would have. It really would have. It was fun. To me, that was almost like a lot of people's. All right, we can take the shackles off now and enjoy a pro wrestling show together. For the first time in a long time, I think people felt that way. And the surprises, and even the little things that normally people would hand wave, people were all in on. Yeah, it was great. That was great. That was a great time. So I got no problem with that one winning. I really don't. I don't have any problem with that one winning.
And also, I'm pleasantly surprised the Historic Crossover ranking so highly. So people loved it. A lot of critical acclaim. So yeah, New Japan, Bushiroad, if you're listening, more of that. Because it was a tremendous event. And again, not wrestlers that I'm hugely familiar with, but getting the chance to talk to Welky beforehand and appreciating it and seeing all these cool moments and crossovers. I really hope we get to see more of this and less of the 6-minute rushed matches on big shows.
I'm in. Yeah, sounds good. Well, I'm actually really surprised. Like Wrestle Kingdom Night 1 was really good, wasn't it? I think I put that in my top 3.
I can't remember what the matches were. It was Okada Shingo
and
Night 1 2022.
There you go.
Right, that's Wrestle Kingdom 17. That's the wrong one. I've clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Okada Shingo, Despi versus Hiromu, Bishamon against Dangerous Tekkers, Evil against Ishii, Shibata against Ren. So yeah, that's pretty good. I don't think it's not better than any of those shows that have come above it though. I had Battle Autumn higher. I love that show. I thought it was fantastic.
It was good.
But can't argue with any of these ones that have been put in the top 3, really. Wrestle Kingdom Night 2 was definitely better than Wrestle Kingdom Night 1. But yeah, having that January 4th show, that's, your iconic, your flagship show of the year, I say just in the top 5, but not even making it in the top 3.
I think that has to be the first year that's happened. Has to be.
Okay, let's talk about match of the year. So last year, our top 5 in 5th place was Shingo versus Tanahashi from New Beginning, Shingo versus Cobb from Wrestle Kingdom Night 2, Okada versus Ospreay from Wrestle Kingdom Night 1, Jay versus Ibushi from Wrestle Kingdom Night 2, and Ospreay versus Shingo from Dontaku Night 2. So this year, for our match of the year, before I do, can we have a moment of appreciation for me spending my whole fucking afternoon doing data entry to compile all these results, because it's really painstaking. I've got to open up the Google Forms and put the cursor over each of the bars to see how many people have voted, and then type it manually into another spreadsheet, and then do that 3 times for each one, because there's the first place, second place, and third place votes. And when it's for stuff like favorite wrestler and match of the year, where there's like 30 fucking pieces of data there, and then 3 times, it was a lot.
Joel, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do for this show. Dare I say, I love you. Thank you for all your hard work.
Love you too, man. Let's knock it on the head there. I think that's enough for today.
No, we're done. We're out.
No, I tease. I kid. Right, match of the year. So 5th place was Naito versus Ospreay from the Grade 1 Climax. 4th place, Naito versus Ospreay again, the Battle Autumn Osaka match. 3rd place, Aussie Open versus FTR from Royal Quest 2 Day 1. 2nd place, Okada versus Ospreay Wrestle Kingdom Night 2. And 1st place, Okada versus Ospreay G1 Climax Final. Now, that is pretty remarkable. So for the top 5, we have 4 Will Ospreay matches, and then just the symmetry of it with Naito Ospreay, and then Okada Ospreay at the top. I mean, that is... and 6th place, Ospreay Zack. So from the top 6, we have 5 Will Ospreay
That's
matches.
incredible. That's incredible. I mean, you would think the guy would have an off night, you know?
Like, he doesn't miss. Like, when... I feel like I'm kind of using up some of my ammo for the next category, but when do you ever have, at least in the last 2 years, Will Ospreay having a match and you're going, oh, I sort of shat the bed there, or he's phoned it in there, or that one didn't quite land. It just does not happen. It's just banger after banger after banger.
Yeah, it's an amazing run he's on. And here's the thing, like you might not appreciate his style, or you might think it's a little too, and he's not a flippy guy anymore, that means he's not the same guy who wrestled Ricochet in, Best of the Super Juniors. Like that ship has sailed. I mean, think about that.
You cannot fault the work rate. The sheer effort.
Yeah. He is a guy that never phones it in. Like, not even during, do you even think, during tag matches? I mean, listen, we should be...
And for the most part, in front of clap crowds.
Right.
This dude is out there just killing himself in front of...
Yeah. You know what? I said this, I asked Kevin this, when he was on the show, and I was like, is this one of the greatest runs? And I think it's a somewhat underappreciated run this guy is on. You know, like it's an amazing run. It's an amazing run. Unbelievable.
I rewatched a lot. I see when I've done my top 10 matches of Voices of Wrestling, I struggle to pick between these pairs of matches, so the Naito Ospreay pair and the Okada Ospreay pair. And there's a danger of them sort of cannibalizing each other in terms of getting shares in the votes. And I didn't want to watch all four of the matches in entirety because I didn't have time. So I just watched like the last 10 minutes of each of them to see which one had like the most bitching closing stretch, which was quite fun actually going back and watching it. So I had in terms of Okada Ospreay, I had the Wrestle Kingdom match, a shade above the G1 match. Both of them incredible. They were my 1 and 2. So my top match was Okada Ospreay Wrestle Kingdom, second Okada Ospreay G1. And my third match was Naito Ospreay. I went for the G1 match over the Battle Autumn match. So it's just interesting hearing people discuss between these pairs of matches that they don't really seem to have cannibalized each other at all. I think these are pairs of matches that really stand up on their own merit, and people are showing love and appreciation for them in a way that sort of respects the matches for what they were, rather than people being like, okay, well, I voted for one Okada Ospreay match, I'm not going to vote for another one.
I agree. And I struggled with that because when I did my Voices of Wrestling one, trust me, there were a lot of fucking Will Ospreay on there. And I kind of felt like, okay, I mean, do I go with my heart, or do I go with try and be a little bit more diversified in my picks? And I think that's where people make mistakes. Like I don't want to be. I don't care if it looks undiversified in the sense of I don't have a Noah match in there, and I don't have a fucking Basara match in there, and I don't have a whatever.
David, do you know what I put as my number 9 match in that top 10? Sho versus Taguchi, the match with the banana hidden in
Did you really? You're going to get your votes taken away. Your vote taken away.
And my number 10 match was Bad Dude Tito against Minoru Suzuki.
Wow, really? The first?
Which, the first cheering match, yes.
Okay. I don't think I have.
Yeah, someone needs to take my ballot away from me. I cannot be trusted with this.
Listen, when I was young and dumb, and I could vote, like I always voted for like the weird, like the green grass party or whatever, or the the burrito only part. I don't know. I'm making these things up just because they would do the results in the newspaper, and I would get a newspaper the next day, and I just wanted to see that one vote was me. I always knew it was me. I felt a sense of like, that was me.
Yes. Yeah, that is me with the Voices of Wrestling thing. When the Sadness Village, they call it, with all the ones that got like no votes because idiots like me vote for him. But just for the record, I'll read my top 10. So 10th was Suzuki versus Bad Dude Tito. 9th was Taguchi versus Sho. 8th, I went for Juice versus Finley in the G1. 7th, Ishii versus Ren in the first round of the TV title tournament. 6th, the text is very tiny, so I'm struggling to read it here. 6th, I went for Taichi versus Shingo, the 30 count match. 5th, Despi and Wato against Hiromu and Ishimori, so that incredible tag match from Battle Autumn. 4th, I went for ELP versus Robbie Eagles, which I think is a match that a lot of people
got lost. Yeah.
But it was fucking incredible. Like, it was absolutely rocking in that building. 3rd, Naito Ospreay G1. 2nd, Okada Ospreay G1. And 1st, Okada Ospreay Wrestle Kingdom. So that was my top 10.
I don't remember my Voices of Wrestling top 10, but I do know that my top 3 was like I think it was the G1 Ospreay Okada, and then the second one. And I don't know if you saw this, but I thought it was really good and creative in a way that this match type has been around for decades, and I just felt like they put not a completely new spin, but a very cool spin on it, was that Briscoe's FTR chain match. I thought that was
that was great. I really enjoyed that. The whole trilogy they had was fantastic.
I thought that was unbelievable, that match. Just chaotic. And then I went Wrestle Kingdom, but like if I went through my top 10, I guarantee I had at least six Will Ospreay on there. Which again, I can't really think of another time when that's occurred. Maybe Okada, I did that for, but I think it's fair to say that this is one of those magical runs, and it should go down in wrestling history.
Yeah, totally agree. And I'm sorry, but in my opinion, FTR and the Briscoes murdering each other, just pissing blood everywhere. Referee getting a blade job as well. Not as good as Ryusuke Taguchi with a banana in a little bag, unfortunately. So there you go. That is my final assessment on that. Hey, I want to mention something here. In 9th place for our match of the year poll was Mayu Iwatani versus Kairi from Historic Crossover. So first time ever, we got a women's match in the top 10 of our match of the year New Japan poll, which is pretty cool.
Love it. And I'm sure that will change too. I'm sure that will continue to rise as we see more Stardom participation on New Japan shows and vice versa.
Yeah, and the money starts.
She has backstage heat. She has backstage heat right now. Come on, God Almighty!
All right, rest of the year. So last year, 5th place was Kazuchika Okada, 4th place Jeff Cobb, 3rd place El Desperado, 2nd place Zack Sabre Jr., and 1st place Shingo Takagi. This year, 5th place Tetsuya Naito, 4th place Zack Sabre Jr., 3rd place El Desperado again, 2nd place Kazuchika Okada, and 1st place Will Ospreay by a landslide. It was not close at all. So, I mean, no surprise there for Ospreay winning the rest of the year. But in a way, I think the more interesting takeaway here is Despy in 3rd place amongst these literal heavyweights and superstars, and this guy's right up there with them.
Yes. And I think the fact that he had a blowaway year as a junior, you have to look at that and be like, okay, well, if he's the top junior of the year, I mean, where would he go in when it comes to complete and total wrestler of the year?
I mean, he wasn't even really featured that heavily, though.
No,
was
he was not.
That's the thing. He lost the junior title to Ishimori fairly early on, if I remember correctly. And he's done a lot of very different stuff, a lot of tag stuff. But in spite of that, still manages to have a fantastic year and still remain incredibly popular, despite not really being in the mix for the junior title for the most
Now,
part.
let me ask you this. How much did his participation on those outside shows sway into the factor? Because, if we're being fair, I did not consider Aussie Open when it came to like the AEW stuff or anything like that. Is that a fair?
No, that shouldn't count.
Okay.
Yeah, the JTO stuff, the Takataichi stuff should not count.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, if you take that out,
does that sway the votes?
Does it stand up? I'd have to get Cage Match up and see what it looked like.
Let's take a look, because I think it's important.
It's a very interesting competition. A lot of people didn't actually realise that Cage Match being a German website, when it says like tag 1, tag 2, tag 3, of course that's German for day, so it's just day 1, day 2. People are thinking, why are they saying tag? It's not a tag match, but no, it's German. Okay, let's see. Match guide. Let's click the little plus and let's put in the year 2022 and submit. And now we will sort them by Cage Match rating.
Sounds good.
So we'll look at some of the outstanding matches. Okay, so his top match was the Junkasai match, which should not count.
But I think it played a factor. I'm just going to say it. Go ahead.
All right. Here's what we got for New Japan. So the Suzuki-Gun goodbye match.
Okay.
The singles match with Okada. Was that the anniversary show, I think?
Or had to be the anniversary show.
Start of the New Japan Cup. Might be both. The Hiromu singles match from June, which I don't remember. Was that the Super Juniors final? It's terrible that I can't remember that. It must have been the Super Juniors final. There was the John Moxley match, the no DQ match.
Yeah, that's true.
We've got Robbie Eagles match here. We got the incredible tag match. The El Lindemann match, that was very, very good. The Doki match. We've got another Hiromu match here from Wrestle Kingdom. And yeah, then we're sort of getting into the weeds of
tags and
best of Super Juniors. But
what do you think?
It's a very diverse profile there, because we've got 8-man tag match. with the Suzuki-gun stuff. We've got singles matches against heavyweights like Okada and Moxley, and a bit of death match sprinkled in there, the Moxley match as well. And then some quality singles junior matches, top tier stuff with, Robbie and Hiromu and Lindemann. And then also, this is not in the top 10, but the, as mentioned before, that Forbidden Door match with Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, I thought that was fantastic as well. So I think even if you take out the two prominent Takataichi Despy
still gets the nod, yeah.
Still been a hell of a year.
Yep. So, and again, maybe some people look, I know we are somewhat fuzzy on, okay, is this a New Japan show? Is this not a New Japan show? Can you count this in there? Count that in there. Okay. And you can make the same argument in some cases to like with Will, working Rev Pro shows and stuff like that. That being said, Will, hands down, I mean, at least you could talk about it. If you remove that match, would he still be that guy? And I think so. I absolutely think so. I still think he's the best junior. Yeah, the best year. So yeah, I mean, I like the fact that if you're a junior and you win that category, you got to be in the conversation of Wrestler of the Year, and people have voted that way. Third place that is nothing to sneeze at. So excellent job. Okada second, you said?
Yes.
Okada had.
There was a point in the year where I thought they were kind of neck and neck, but I think in the back end of the year, Ospreay left Okada in.
That's why I always love the conversation pre G1, post G1. It really post G1 makes the most. I think maybe because it's fresher, maybe because recency bias, maybe I don't know, but it does seem like what matters most is post G1 as opposed to pre G1.
Yeah, so congrats to Will Ospreay for winning the Rest of the Year award. Very prestigious. So it looks like he's going to have a pretty quiet 2023. Just going to take it easy, chill out, and enjoy the plaudits of 2022.
Well, I hope so, because I mean, I know everybody says it, but man, that's his going 1,000%. And a lot of those guys don't know any other way. I'm going 1,000%. It can shave months and years off a career. So just like Arsenal, let's enjoy it while we can.
Absolutely. Another thing we will be hopefully enjoying is Wrestle Kingdom 17 in Yokohama Arena, which will be taking place this Saturday, January 21st at the Yokohama Arena. This is a cheering show, which is exciting, and it will be on pay-per-view. I think it's about $30 on New Japan World. What do you think of that? Are you going to be paying for that, or are you going to wait for it to come up on World for free?
Well, I'm not going to wake up early. I'll tell you that right now. So then the likelihood of me buying it is probably low. I got to be honest with you, and I understand the ramifications between the two businesses, and I don't like this pay-per-view bullshit. Like, I'm sorry, it just doesn't fly well with me. In the sense that you want me to drop another $30 or $40 or whatever it is. And to some people, that's like, okay, cool. It's my entertainment. That's what I enjoy. I have no problem paying for it. And nor do I to a certain degree. I mean, like, where does it stop? I guess if we're going to continue to do a lot of these partnerships, when does this stop? Do you think this show, I ask you, Joel, 5 or 6, maybe even 9 or 10 drinks in, are you going to pay for this? Go ahead. Gun to your head. Super J-Cast. Gun to your head.
I've got no money left. This is the problem. It's after Christmas.
Right.
And I think I've just spent my last bit of money on that fancy pizza I had tonight.
Now you're broke. You're going to lose your house.
Yoho Sours, yeah.
All right, I'll get the pepperoni. Fuck the house. Yeah, I mean, that's a consideration. Look, I just think in this day and age where information and zeros and one traveling through the pipeline of the internet can be obtained rather quickly. Now, I'm not promoting that. I'm just saying the reality of it.
Just want to give a quick shout out to my favorite female wrestler, Kairi, the Pirate Princess.
Oh, yes. The subtlety of that was fantastic. I don't know.
That should be the gimmick. Just like get rid of the steering wheel and the skull and crossbones hat and everything. Just come out with a laptop.
Right.
Using my VPN, just like tapping away on
right.
With an external hard disk full of illegally downloaded media.
Don't worry. She's uploading GIFs. They get taken down immediately. Look.
Did you see what happened to me on Twitter?
What happened to you on Twitter? What did you do?
So I was rewatching the Ospreay Omega match, and there was a really cool moment where they had a shot of the United Empire guys ringside. So it was Akira and Hinari and TJP and Great Khan all in a row, just like shouting at Ospreay, willing him to get back in the ring on 20 count. So I just put a still image of that. So, this is really cool. That added emotion to the match. And I got a DMCA takedown from TV Asahi for an image. And I know they've done it before. I know they've been doing it for a while, but it's just staggering. Like, it's one thing to take down if someone's uploading a video of like the closing stretch or the finish of a match like that. I still disagree with it, but I can kind of be like, well, I can see where they're coming from. But
a still image of 5 guys standing at ringside?
Ringside who were not even in the match. And they're like, no, that's ours. You can't have that. I speculate. Maybe they're worried about someone uploading the entire match, but in still image form in like a giant tweet.
Like flip book.
You scroll through it really quickly. Yes.
Oh, they stink on ice. I'm sorry. Fucking. I mean, they just do more things to shoot themselves in the fucking foot. Unbelievable. What a bunch of boobs. Just boobs. Did they say?
I'm going to go way ahead here. So that we had some questions later on. I'm going to scroll down and find them. So Cactus Max says, "What is your biggest wish for New Japan in 2023?" Is that fucking sort out this absolute nonsense from TV Asahi DMCAing everything, because it is insane. It is absolutely ridiculous.
It does more harm than what you think you're protecting. It does. Let me repeat that, you knuckleheads, you fucking donuts. It does more harm than good. I know you're trying to protect your intellectual property. I get it. You are a dinosaur, a boob. Whoever's making this decision should be removed immediately, because it is hurting the company. Hurting the company. This is what builds a fan base. This is what builds passion for your product. This is what helps you make more money. But you got some fucking turd that's hopping on every. Oh, take this down. Take this down. Take this. Oh, that's all. Shut up. We're trying to grow a product here, you fucking numbskull. Oh, that drives me nuts. That drives me nuts. You know what it is? It drives me nuts that we've been doing this for fucking 3 years during a pandemic, supporting a company that can't get out of their own fucking way when it comes to this shit. They can't get out of their own fucking way. We sit here and do a show. We talked about empty buildings, no claps, fuck that. We had Kevin Kelly on here saying, oh my God, what a fucking, I can't believe how preposterous it is. Come on. Can somebody have a fucking brain? Jesus Christ. Haven't had one of them in a while. Good.
So no, don't pay for this fucking
You know what? Don't. Teach them a lesson. Teach them a lesson. Don't buy it. No, you know what?
Although I may have my wires crossed. I don't know if this is necessary. If you don't pay for this, it's necessarily going to hurt TV Asahi. I will find out.
Right.
Find out what is going to get.
Okay, but I will say this. I will say this. There are people in both companies that could probably use you buying it. Look, everybody hates the big suits. Everybody hates the big fat cats in Washington. Everyone hates the guy owning Twitter or, spending money to shoot rockets in the fog. Right. Okay, great. Everybody hates that. I feel bad for the guy hustling, I don't know, fucking putting up chairs or, I don't know, putting up, lighting rigs or driving the fucking truck. That's who I feel sorry for. So, like, in a way, I'm kind of like, fuck them. If it hurts TV, actually, we're good. But then in another way, I'm like, it goes deeper than that. But do what you want to do. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your fucking money, but it just pisses me off that this company, especially in this, just can't get out of their own fucking way. And the wrestlers agree. Guess what? The wrestlers agree.
Yes. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so before I start going through this card and talking about predictions, before we get carried away, I will give the same warning that I gave last time we discussed this, with a reminder that on this show last year, the only New Japan guys who were jobbed, who were staring at the lights, were Gedo, Dick Togo, Taka Michinoku, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. And some of those we're generously calling New Japan wrestlers. So I would just don't get too excited about thinking, oh, maybe this guy could lose and set up a program with Noah and get his win back, because I think we have to call it what it is and say that this partnership, New Japan, clearly looks at Noah as an inferior partner, as a junior partner, correct?
Yes. I mean, all things considered, yes. Which is probably not the best way to look at it. And from a fan perspective, it is somewhat disappointing because there are plenty of things that could possibly happen. But yes, this is a perfect example of a show where people can get carried away with a lot of dream scenarios and fantasy booking, when in reality and history has shown that it doesn't always work out that way. And now here's the thing. If, and this is a big fucking if this show is the beginning of more with them, then okay, the possibility's there. It is my understanding, and I think I don't want to speak for you, Joel, but this is a one-off show. This is not a partnership. We're building programs to have them intertwined in new. I don't see it as this. I see it as a one-off show. So yeah, I mean, you look at the line. Well, let's put it this way: you go up and down that line. We will go up and down that lineup. I guarantee you can pick out the person who's looking at the lights in every match.
Let's see if we can do it then. So the opening match with a 20-minute time limit is Kosei Fujita and Ryohei Oiwa against Taishi Ozawa and Yasutaka Yano. I think Yano is the most tenured guy in this match, although I think they're all young lions if I'm not mistaken. But I think Fujita is the key man here because obviously he's just been recruited to TMDK. So this could go two directions. Either Fujita gets the win to get over the fact that this guy has been recruited to the this hot new faction, or maybe that plays into some sort of discord between him and Oiwa, and they end up fighting, and that causes them to lose the match. I don't think it's going to go to 20-minute time limit. So, yeah, hard one to pick. I'd say Fujita picks up the win.
I'll tell you what. I'll say he doesn't, but his team still winds up getting the win. How about that?
Fine. I'll accept that. Opening match 2 is more Young Lion involvement here. So we've got Oscar Loiba and Tomohiro Ishii against Daiki Inaba and Masa Kitamiya. So Loiba is the least tenured guy. He's the most junior wrestler in the match. So he is probably going to eat a pin here. So I'll say Masa Kitamiya pins Oscar.
That's fair. I would go that way, or yes, to make it simple and not try to overanalyze a match where really it's three young lions. Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Right, first match then, we have Takashi Sugiura, Satoshi Kojima, Toru Yano, and Hiroshi Tanahashi against the team of Naomichi Marufuji, Kenta, El Phantasmo, and Gedo.
Pretty interesting.
One of these things is not like the others.
Right. I think that's an interesting match, don't you? No. Okay.
I do. Yeah, sorry. I had myself on mute because Mally is sending me photos of some pee that looks like it's leaked out the bottom of the toilet, and she, without directly saying it, seems to be insinuating that it's me.
You misfired. That is an accusation.
No, it's not even that. Look, I'm going to send you the picture,
right.
and you tell me, is this even physically possible?
Okay, let's see.
For me
let's see you and your PP, your misaimed PP. Now, I will say this. You're familiar with the concept of turtling?
No.
Okay. You know how, like, your cock will kind of fold in a little bit, you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're like drunk or you're kind of like tired or whatever and you forget to unravel, and it's not foreskin, it's just, you just kind of unfurl a little bit, you do have a possibility of misdirecting. Oh, this is definitely you, dude. Okay, let me ask you this.
But how
okay, well, I'm going to share
this.
with you how it happened. Were you sitting down?
No.
You sure?
What, sitting down to pee?
Well, I mean, I don't know what else you're doing. Listen, you got a loose colon, from what I hear. Okay, so, right. So if you were sitting down, that could happen where you don't tuck in all the way, and it's between the seat and the bowl, and that's where it's coming out, right? That's the now.
Yeah, but there's no evidence of anything trickling down from the bottom. It looks like something's leaked from the bottom. This is worse than the Bullet Club image discussion.
By the way, you have the same exact little rug thing that I have in my bathroom right now. I swear to God, it's the same one.
We're rug
brothers, dude. We're fucking rug brothers. Yeah, it's the same one. I'll take a picture of that.
It sounds quite dirty, doesn't it?
Now, how are the kids with the potty training?
Esther's doing great. She's doing tremendous work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think there was a little misfire there? Possibly. Because again, what I'm saying is that this looks to me, I would want to look at the bowl itself, like the underneath of the bowl, and see if it ran down. Because it doesn't look like it was a direct fire on the floor. It looks like you're right, it did leak. But there's no indication that it is leaking from the toilet.
It looks like it might have leaked from the shower.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I didn't really notice it. There is over on the other side, too.
Should we stop the podcast?
Yeah, we need to investigate this. This is Urinegate. I'm still fascinated that you have the same rug as me.
The Super P-cast.
The PP-cast. Super P-cast. Oh, P. I don't know.
We are literally taking the piss. Sorry.
That's all right.
Gedo's eating a pin.
Yeah. And getting peed on.
I suppose Yano could eat a pin, but no, Gedo's. It's Gedo.
Come on.
Second match, singles match, we've got El Desperado versus Yohei. There is no way Despy's losing this, so Despy pins Yohei. Right. It's a Despy win.
There's no way?
No way.
You're saying 100%. All right. Yep. Would you like to bet?
I'll stake my reputation.
All right. Do you want to bet
for this one? Yeah. Carl Anderson t-shirt.
I don't want to cover all this. All right. I think you're right, though. Okay. Just playing devil's advocate. Okay.
Third match is Master Wato, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Tiger Mask against the team of Alejandro, Junta Miyawaka, and Amakusa. Now, I think this is a Noah win because all three of these guys, according to my research and my lovely friends at the Discord helping me with this, they're all getting pushed to some extent. So Junta has just got back from the excursion and has a title shot coming up. Amakusa is their junior champion, and Alejandro is being pushed sort of a bit, not exactly protected. Could possibly eat a pin here, but I think Tiger Mask is more likely.
Yeah,
so I'll say Amakusa probably pinning Taika.
I think you're right on that one. I mean, again, it's just look, it does feel rather simplistic of the way that these matches are constructed. It's like, okay, all right. So I just want to say right now, as of right now, I am not paying $30 for this. right. As this card is right now, there's no way I'm spending $30 on this. Okay, got it.
Well, if they put Muhammad Yone on the card, then we'd be talking. But as it is, no deal. All right, fourth match then. We've got Togi Makabe and Kazuchika Okada versus Yoshiki Inamura and Kaito Kiyomiya. So this was quite tricky. It could be Makabe eating a pin here, but Inamura, he's an interesting one. He's the one to watch here because apparently he jobs a lot to the chagrin of fans. So the fans seem very keen on him and quite frustrated with the way he's been booked. You may remember seeing footage of him giving Kenta an absolute beating last year in quite a dangerous looking style. Makabe said he was impressed by him. They had a little encounter afterwards and told him to come to New Japan for what it's worth. So he should probably pin Togi Makabe here, but it's just as likely that he's going to end up eating a Rainmaker. But I will say it's a win for the... No, I don't know. Is Okada going to be on the losing side?
On a Wrestle Kingdom branded show?
Yeah. Nah, Inamura's eating a Rainmaker, isn't he?
So. I mean, again, this is a Wrestle Kingdom branded show. I mean, and again, I know that there are people who love the Noah. Love it. Love Noah. And we're not here to like shit on that by any stretch. It's just like, I don't know. I mean, you're just looking at the fucking show, the way it's built. Like, if I was a Noah fan, I would be kind of like, ugh, why are we doing this? Why the fuck are we doing this? All right, good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the New Japan don't play nice.
No, they don't.
They don't play nice when it comes to this sort of stuff. Although, having said that, they did let the Strong Hearts guys get a lot of rub last year, so who knows? Right, let's move on to the fifth match. So this is the start of the Los Ingobernables de Japón versus Congo 5 singles matches, where we have Bushi versus Tadasuke. So Tadasuke is a guy who, again, according to our Discord friends, he floats around and sort of gets heated for belt shots when needed. Fairly low tier, not exactly a jobber, but if we're trying to pick out likely winners in this series, he is one of them. But again, Bushi is he's not a jobber by any means. I mean, he does lose matches, but it's to, I don't want to say top guys, but like, for example, Wrestle Kingdom, he was eating a pin to Shota Umino, who is a blue chip prospect. So it's not exactly like Bushi is out there getting pinned willy-nilly. So
right,
I'm kind of leaning towards there being some sort of schmoz finish, a Heyman special where it gets all screwy and then it sort of bleeds into the next match and Hiromu and
really
running out. But why not? I say this was quite hard to.
We're doing Vader in Budapest. The fans riot,
flinging the flaming cushions. Yeah.
I think of all those singles matches though, Joel, like which one of them? I mean, listen, put it this way: there's no way Los Ingobernables is going 5-0, right?
I don't know.
Really?
That would not shock
If there's
me.
going to be anybody that takes a fucking pinfall, it's going to be Bushi. You know what I mean? Like of any one of those guys.
Yes, he's the most likely. Yes.
So I'll say he takes the fall there.
All right, fine. Sixth match is Hiromu Takahashi against Hajime Ohara. Ohara apparently is a jobber and a woman beater.
Oh,
so
no.
Like a very unsavory character, yeah. So, well, that notwithstanding, it's a definite guaranteed win for Hiromu here. Hiromu's not losing.
Yeah, no.
Seventh match then is Sanada versus Manabu Soya. So the only wrinkle to this one is Soya has a title challenge coming up for the red belt in February. So whether or not he can remain protected for that against Sanada. Again, I don't think Sanada is a guy who New Japan will want to eat a pin here. So it wouldn't stun me if Soya gets the win. But if you're asking me to pick, I'm picking Sanada.
Yeah, I mean, look, I find it hard to swallow that it would be like 1 for 4, I would hope it would be a little bit more balanced. And to me, the one guy that is besides Bushi, of course, that could possibly pick up that. You know what, though? Naito, I don't know. I feel like I'm talking myself into it. Sonata, you know what? I'll go against the grain. Why not? Let's make it fucking interesting. I'll say Sonata loses.
Okay, eighth match is Shingo Takagi versus Katsuhiko Nakajima. So, I mean, Nakajima, terrific wrestler. He kicks people really hard. Although, again, going by the words of the Noah fans on the Discord, jobber to the stars. Shingo's got a title match coming up. So, I think there's zero chance Shingo loses this one.
Yeah, I think it's highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. But I think the match will fucking... Like if we're talking $30 being dropped, that's going to be my draw. You know what I mean? Well, even the main event.
Yes. When they first started talking about New Japan and Noah partnerships, when they announced the show last year, this is the sort of match that people wanted.
Yes. It'll be great, but I got to be honest with you. Like, there's maybe like two matches that I'm like totally into, and this would be one of them.
And the other one is match 9, the main event, Tetsuya Naito versus Keno. Now, this one is quite an interesting one. It could be a draw, right? Let's keep in mind there's 30-minute time limit here. I do think a Keno win would be the most interesting outcome. So Naito could potentially go and get his win back maybe on a Noah show. But I'll say again, Gedo, Dick Togo, Taka, Kanemaru. I would be very surprised if New Japan are signing off on ending a Wrestle Kingdom show. As I say this, with Naito eating a pin. They do like to end Wrestle Kingdom shows that way. But Naito eating a pin to a promotion that I think they view as below them, that would surprise me. So, if I've got creative control here, I think a Keno would be very interesting. Do I think it's going to happen? I'm leaning towards a time limit draw here.
I just, it would be cool. Like, here's the thing: I'm rooting for Keno. I am, because if that does happen, then this somehow continues. They thought it out. But honestly, I think. What do you think? 40% chance that happening?
Yeah, it's unlikely.
Yeah.
I'd say, okay, 40% the Keno win. What's your take on the draw? How likely do you think the 30-minute draw is?
Keno and Naito closing out a show with a draw. I don't know. I don't see that.
Is that a rubbish way to end a Wrestle Kingdom show?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But you do. I mean, that does lend itself to a rematch. I don't know. I somehow see Naito winning, which strangely, because here's the thing: how would you like a Los Ingobernables? I don't want to say invasion, but maybe they spend a little time in Noah, like Suzuki-gun did. Would you have a problem with that?
Not really. I mean,
neither.
New Japan's roster is so big at the moment, but the only thing I would keep an eye on is the fact that Naito has this Shota Umino match coming up.
Okay.
And I don't know how that fact plays into this, so I'm not sure why I've brought it up.
What? What did you do?
I'm not sure what the relevance of that is. I don't know why I said that.
Right.
I'm not sure why have I talked about Naito versus Shota Umino? Because he doesn't need to be protected for that. He could lose that and go into the Shota Umino match, and no one would care. Naito is Teflon.
Yeah. So give me your prediction. You said time.
It's a bit like a penalty shootout, isn't it?
We laid all the facts on the table.
This is really difficult. Yeah, let's go time.
All right.
Limit.
I'm going to say Naito gets his hand raised in victory.
Skunk says, have they taken Naito off the burner so long that he's gone cold? I would love a long Naito push in 2023, but I feel he's almost become an afterthought at this point. And no, I think he's better than a feature match at Wrestle Kingdom 17 Night 2.
I think we've all said it to a certain degree where he's a guy who I will say this. I think the window is closing rather quickly on him being the guy. And I think that his time as the guy was maybe one of New Japan's biggest blunders. Like, I feel like
the more I see this Will Ospreay situation emerging with him in this little triangle thing with Okada and Kenny, again, I see that exactly as you said, that window for Naito to get his big Wrestle Kingdom moment again. It's closing.
It is closing. And I think that even when he was in everyone's eyes the guy, they missed. They did not pull the trigger. And again, hindsight is 2020. They didn't pull the trigger. Now, let's also keep in mind during that same time, if they pulled the trigger on Naito, would we get like Kenny and Omega? Or Kenny and Omega, Jesus Christ. Kenny and Okada. Would we have a lot of I don't know. Like that like if they went with Naito for a longer period of time than they did twice, I don't know. Would things be different? Would things have been different? I don't know. Tough to say. But
tell you what, they shouldn't have had him lose the title to Ibushi at Wrestle Kingdom, whatever it was, 15.
Yeah, I think that was a misstep. And again, that building, I'll go to my grave saying it. That building wanted Naito to beat Okada so bad they could taste it. And when that didn't happen, boy, oh boy, was that a fart in church or what?
I will say this as well. Like, I don't, when I say the window's closing, this is not out of me saying that, Naito's broken down, because, I mean, you look at our Wrestler of the Year, Match of the Year.
He's in the mix.
He's killing it, right? And he is a guy that now, well, for the last year or two, has been a guy that you plug into to be a top challenger for the tippy top guys. That, you have your Ospreay Naito program, we have your Okada Naito program, and they're going to deliver just fantastic top tier main events, but he's not going to win. He's not a guy that's going to walk away winning those titles. So still very much a guy that is being heavily relied on for high profile main events where they need to sell tickets. But again, I don't have faith in the company that they have anything penciled in at Wrestle Kingdoms in the next 3 years where, like, this is the one where Naito's going to get his moment again. I do fear that they've done that.
Yep,
now.
I do too. Unfortunately, I do too. And again, hindsight being 2020, I think they missed. And here's the thing: they could have done everything that they could have done everything to give you what we got, and just done it a little bit more creatively. But yeah, kind of sad to think about. If you really want to, like if you really want to get yourself down in the dumps, just think about what that guy has done for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I don't know if the juice was worth the squeeze, if you will.
Maybe we should rename the unsung awards the Tetsuya Naito Memorial.
He's not dead. He's still alive.
Perpetually unsung. All right, Louis says, not for nothing, but this New Japan Noah upcoming has me thinking about watching Noah. If that's the goal of the shows every year, my question is, will this New Japan Noah collaboration continue every year?
Don't know. Honestly, I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with it, but I would like to see a little bit more balance. I don't want to see New Japan guys going over, 8 out of 10 matches. I don't want to say it. I hope it does drive.
Do you think the official moving over to Noah might have been a little sweetener?
Yeah. I want it to be well. I want all pro wrestling to be, thriving. I do. And if you are on the fence of getting into Noah, please do it, because it might become your favorite promotion. Go for it. But.
And Keiji Muto's going to stop wrestling for them this year, so there's another benefit why you should try and get into them as well.
Right.
I will say this, at the very least, having these singles matches organised shows that there's been some progress in the relationship. So that's a good sign, moving in the right direction.
And listen, and maybe we are dead wrong. And maybe they shock us and holy fuck, boy, they turned the world upside down. Maybe.
I don't think, the Japanese fans are into this. The tickets sell well. I think maybe this is something that is, doesn't quite land with casual Western fans like us, filthy casuals, but for the, the domestic audience, the core audience, this is something they're very much into.
The building is, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if it's sold out, but it's darn near, right? Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, there's interest. And I think that's a good thing. And if this does get extra eyeballs on a product, I'm all for it. Buy the fucking thing. Spend your money. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. Me personally, I'm into 2 matches.
Now, the very next day after that show, we begin the New Beginning in Nagoya. That's a cheering event. So this is Sunday, January 22nd in Aichi. Now, I don't know when we're going to record next, because if we record Saturday night as usual, you almost certainly will not have seen that Noah show. And then the next day, we're going to get New Beginning in Nagoya. So we'll have to have a conversation about when the next show will be. But this is very much a one-match card. So we've got Yano and Makabe against Oscar and Yuto Nakashima. Second match, Honma, Narita, Despi, and Suzuki against Dictogo, Sho, Yujiro, and Evil. Third match, we got Oiwa, Yoshihashi, Ishii, and Goto against Fujita, Shane Haste, Mikey Nichols, and Zack. So it looks like maybe a little feud brewing between Oiwa and Fujita there. Fourth match, we got Jado, Wato, Tanahashi against Ishimori, Phantasmo, and Kenta. Fifth match, Akira, TJP, Hinare, and Ospreay against Taka, Doki, Kanemaru, and Taichi. Sixth match, Yo, Taguchi, Shota Umino, and Kazuchika Okada against Bushi, Hiromu Sanada, Naito. I don't know why I bothered reading this out. I should have just said the main event. Main event, the seventh match, provisional KOPW 2023 match is the holder, Shingo Takagi, against the challenger, Great Okan. So here are the stipulations. So Shingo has proposed a Takagi-style 30-count pinfall match. The first to a total of 30 counts wins, which is exactly the same as the one he had with Taichi last year. So he just copied it. It was like, it was good. It will be good again. Great Okan has proposed a mixed martial arts match where both competitors will be in a gi and KO, TKO, or submissions only. Now, if Great Okan's stipulation wins, Shingo must put his IWGP World Heavyweight #1 contendership on the line. Oh yeah, I should mention he's also said it's on the line, or Nakajima said he wants it on the line against him. So in essence, Shingo is defending that IWGP World Championship opportunity. Blah. He's defending his title shot 2 nights in a row against Nakajima and then Okan. There was quite an interesting, fun little press conference between the two of them. The bickering was very fun. Okan was showing all his trophies, and a Sambo trophy that he said was won by Vladimir Putin, which was very funny. He was using the royal we a lot and saying, like, we were born in London in 2018. Our nationality is unclear. It's unknown. So it was very funny. He's got like this sort of, was it split personality? I don't know, but it's very funny the way he speaks. Yiho says, will Okada or Nakajima get the #1 contender to challenge Okada? I think no. Now let's just check in on the state of the polls, the Japanese language poll and the New Japan poll. So I am going to vote for the Great Okan stipulation now. And so in the Japan vote, with 21 hours left at the time of recording, Shingo's stip has 38.3% and Great Okan's has 61.7%. And on the English language one, Shingo's has 43.1% and Great Okan's has 56.9%. So it looks likely that Great Okan's is going to win. So a gi match, they're both going to be wearing their gis with mixed martial arts, KO, TKO, or submissions only. So thoughts on this? Who do you think is going to win?
I don't like this gi mixed martial arts match. I thought the other option was much better. And I know we saw it before, but don't you think that's better? I do.
I'd rather see something different, to be honest. That's why I voted for Okan. Right. I have faith in both of them that they will make it
work. Okay.
Yeah, because Okan he's the creative guy, isn't he? Shingo just sort of goes along with it and definitely does more than his sum of the parts and helps make the matches great. But I feel that in terms of the creativity, Okan has been good. I mean, didn't he have a amateur wrestling match with Yano, didn't he, for this?
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I think he could win Okan. I think he could win that and get the title opportunity. I mean, if we're looking at it logically,
For me, Shingo looked like a fucking geek, though, wouldn't it?
would it? I don't know. He's going back-to-back defenses. Maybe he gets hurt. Maybe he wins by the hair of his fucking chinny chin. Gets and gets past Noah Knight, and then he has to go against Okan, and Okan fucking hands him his ass. Why not?
Tell you what, that would make the New Beginning Osaka show really interesting. If it's Okada versus Great Okan, that would be very tasty.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I mean, listen.
I don't think it will happen, but it will be
And
tasty.
Shingo and Okada will be great. So, I mean, even if we lose, we win. But yeah, I mean, why not? Let's get fucking weird. Come on.
This is leading into my theory that I think they're not necessarily a new booker, but it feels like there's a new voice in the room, doesn't it? Just the sort of slight change in direction New Japan seems to have taken over the last, let's say, sort of 4 or 5 months. Does it feel different to you?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, we talked about this when we talked about Wrestle Kingdom, where guys are, again, I don't want to say taking back seats or anything, but you could see that they need to do everything in their power to create stars. Look at our year-end awards. The most important New Japan awards there are. I mean, you could see it in the way people vote, and you could see it in the way people their likes and their dislikes and what they want to see. And I think to a certain degree, the company responds to that. I do. I know. That being said, I think they almost have to, right? So having a fresh voice in that room, I think, is a positive. It really is.
It's me. I'm the fresh voice in the room. I'm the secret booker.
Can I call you Kikuchi to Electric Boogaloo?
I don't know. Every time I hear Kikuchi, it makes me giggle.
Kikuchi is one of the greatest words of all time. I'm not gonna lie. Everything should be a Kikuchi. Kikuchi.
Sounds like an insult from The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Hey, Kikuchi. All right. Look, here's the deal. I gotta go to IKEA soon. We are not getting into. You got that rug at IKEA, by the way, didn't you? Probably did. And you don't even know it.
Should I ask, Mally? You know the rug in the toilet, the grey one, the soft one. Where did you buy it from? Mally one.
Was she doing heroin over there?
She can't hear me. She's got headphones on. She can't hear me.
She doesn't know?
She just pushed me away dismissively and said, I'm busy.
Really? What the fuck are you listening to? That's more important than your husband asking where you get the rug. Come on. All right, but I got to go to IKEA soon. So.
All right, let's crack on. All right, I'll try and be quick with the rest of the show. All right, so we have also New Beginning in Sapporo coming up Saturday, February 4th in Hokkaido. So the top 3 matches on this will be the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match. So Akira and TJP against Doki and Kanemaru. Special singles match Ospreay against Taichi. And a special singles match Shota Umino against Tetsuya Naito. So that's pretty tasty. Looking forward to that.
Teeth into that. Nice stuff. I like that.
Absolutely. Night 2 for New Beginning in Sapporo, Sunday, February 5th in Hokkaido. So the top matches are, 6th match is IWGP Tag Team Championship match with Bishamon, Yoshihashi and Goto being challenged by TMDK, Shane Haste and Mikey Nichols. 7th match is our 15-minute time limit New Japan World TV Championship match with Zack defending against Ishii. And main event, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match, Hiromu defending against Sho.
That should be cool. I mean, that's not bad for New Beginning lineups. It's not bad. I think both those are pretty tasty.
Then we have New Beginning in Osaka, Saturday, February 11th in the Osaka Prefectural Gym, the Edion Arena. And I think this is a cheering show as well. Notable matches from this, we've got some... This is an interesting one. So we've got, third match here is Wato against Ishimori. Fourth match is Hiroshi Tanahashi against Kenta. Then fifth match, we got Ren, Despi, and Suzuki against Sho, Yujiro, and Evil. That's a non-title match. So never six-man titles on the line there. Then our sixth match is the Loser Leave Japan match with Hikuleo against Jay White. Seventh match, never openweight championship match, Tamatonga defending against ELP. And then main event, World Heavyweight Championship match, Okada defending against, presumably, Shingo Takagi. Now, the reason I say it's interesting is there's a lot of Bullet Club bubbling under there. I'm looking at these singles matches there. We've got Ishimori, we've got Kenta, and then we've got Hikuleo against Jay White, and then we've got Tamatonga against ELP. Now, maybe, I've done this plenty of times before where I've looked at a card and said, oh, this is screaming there's an angle coming, there's got to be an angle here, and there rarely is. But does this, just the structure of this show, make it look like there's going to be some sort of Bullet Club angle going on?
Yes.
I don't know what it is. I can't really elaborate further, but maybe just I find it strange that the Loser Leave Japan match is before the Never Openweight Championship match. So it could be, there could be lots of possibilities there. Maybe ELP wins and he's kind of anointed the new Bullet Club leader after Jay White has been kicked out, or Jay White tries to interfere and then he gets run off by Kenta and ELP and Ishimori. I don't know what it is, but it just, something feels weird about this.
I'm with you. I'm on board with you. Yeah. I mean, there is a ton of Bullet Club singles, like the whole mixture. Evil's on the show, right? Six-man. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, House of Torture, sort of sandwiched between all those Bullet Club singles matches.
Okay.
So they might well factor into this as well.
Wouldn't be surprised. Again, do we know anything? No. Do we see the tea leaves? Maybe. And have we been waiting for this and told about this forever? Of course. So we'll see. But if it's going to happen, boy, the plans are in place. Let's put it that way with this type of card.
Now let's just quickly talk about the Hikuleo Jay White Loser Leave Japan match. There's not a full preview. Full preview will come near the time. Michael CC says, why does Jay White versus Hikuleo have a better build than the Wrestle Kingdom main event? And Andrew says, Sean Rossap reporting an American interest in both Hikuleo and Jay. New Japan working the sheets, brother. I mean, I speculated last week, just as soon as I read that, it felt very convenient that we have all this speculation about Jay White leaving, and then suddenly, they're interested in Hikuleo, and they're interested in Tamatonga as well. It does feel like there's some work going on.
Do you think that is we're just throwing it out there to even out the speculation, right?
Yes, I do. And that's good. They should do that. If anyone wants to leak stuff to me to help get over angles, I've done it before.
We'll do it again.
Do it again. I'll be your patsy.
Wouldn't be the first time. Won't be the last.
I'll tell you what, if Jay White does go to WWE, then can I retrospectively claim that as a win for the J Cast?
Absolutely. Sure.
See, I fucking told you. I know I told you 2 years ago, but I still told you.
Exactly. Give me your prediction. What do you think? What do you think about that match?
I think Jay loses. I think he's booted out of Bullet Club by the end of this show. And I think this show ends with a new leader for the Bullet Club.
Let's fucking go. Let's do it. Let's fucking go. Come on.
Or an autonomous collective where El Phantasmo, Kenta, and Taiji Shimori take turns on being the leader and have to vote on a 2/3 majority for
what is this, Parliament
legislation.
Kind sir, the toilet party. I don't know what that voice was. I was trying to do your Parliament. You know how they always argue back and forth, and they always cheer. I find that very, very.
Objection! Oh no, that's court, isn't it?
Yeah, that's court. But it's like somebody will make a point. You Tories don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. That's my favorite part. Is when they're all cheering. That is my favorite part.
The Right Honourable Bullet Club leader, piss off to WWE.
Right. I love that. It reminds me of like the Muppets. When something would happen, they'd all get all.
You're right. They're a bunch of
They are
Muppets.
Everyone, last one of them. All right. Yes, I'm with you. I'm on board.
All right, I'll speed it on a bit. I know you need to go to IKEA. Okay, so Battle in the Valley, so Saturday, February 18th. We've got some matches announced for this. Now, we do have an IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match announced. We don't know who it will be, so it will be the winner of Shingo Takagi versus Kazuchika Okada versus to be determined. Okay. So Sue Williams says, looking at the new beginning cards, there's a lot of special singles matches through the tour. Who on the tour has the best odds for challenging for the IWGP title at Battle in the Valley? And another question to throw on this is, does this main event over Kairi versus Mercedes Moné?
Well, let's be very honest here. The women's title match is what's selling tickets, not a fantasy booked heavyweight championship match. It's that match and honestly New Japan Pro Wrestling, the Lion Mark coming to town. I mean, if I'm them, I put the ladies on top. Absolutely. They're the ones that brought the house.
Oh, really? That is bull. I'm not saying they disagree, but that is ballsy to have.
Why? It's in the US. It's not in Japan.
Probably Okada. With Okada doing the title defense not being your main event.
I'm telling you flat out.
And, I'm not saying they need to take time away from the women's match, but...
That is the match that put the asses in the seats. Again, we're not doing this in Osaka. We're not doing this in Fukuoka. We're doing this in the United States.
Let me be clear. I agree with you. I think it should be the main event, but I don't know if it will be. I don't know if I have faith in New Japan to not put an Okada title match as the main event.
You're probably right. But I mean, I'm just,
and that will be the first thing that rattles the cage of the Sasha fans. They will be big mad if that happens.
No doubt, the emojis will be flying. I'm sure. But I mean. They have a point if it does happen. I think they have a valid point.
Who do you think would be a good challenger for that? Because obviously we don't want to burn any money matches, seeing as it's basically sold out already. How about, okay, two options here. These are both guys who talked at the end of last year about wanting a title match. Minoru Suzuki, or better yet, my official pick, Lance Archer.
Okay. That's not a bad one. It's not a bad one at all. I think it'd be very good. I'm saying somebody in that kind of middle ground, like an Ishii or a
Tanahashi.
Oh, they wouldn't do Tanahashi Okada there, would they? You think they would do that? If so,
I mean, they've done it before. They did it in Dallas, didn't they?
Yeah, but that was kind of special in the sense that it was the first G1 and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I don't know if they would do that. That would be, I'll tell you what, if they did do that, that's going to be a nice show. It's going to be a fun show.
Yeah. Shaping up nicely as it is. We've got a couple of matches added as well. Alex Coughlin against Jar Kratos and David Finlay against Bobby Fish. So those are kickoff matches for Battle.
You say Bobby Fish?
It does. Yeah.
Really? Oh, look at that.
Well, you're not paying attention to the strong along last week, Damon.
I must have distracted myself.
You muted me.
No, I did not. I promise you. I'm just all right. Okay, cool. Great. I like Bobby.
I think this also is an indicator of what EPW show has written in, saying Hiroshi Tanahashi mentioned in a blog post that New Japan Strong is coming to an end. Wondering if this is just moving away from the TV taping model or actually pulling back on US operations. Could this mean ROH and New Japan Strong combining for the ROH Honor Club?
Do you know, I was literally standing right next to Kevin Kelly.
Yeah.
For, I would say, probably total duration while he was running his his show in Hamburg, which was really fun. It was really cool.
Right, and you've asked him all about this. You got the inside track. You have the scoops. So take it away, Damon. What is the future of New Japan?
I did not ask him that. I did not mention it at all. We talked a little bit about baseball. We talked a little bit about we didn't really talk a ton about pro wrestling. As terrible as that sounds, I know I had the perfect opportunity to ask, and I did not. I am a fucking clown. So my apologies to everyone. But I wasn't even drinking. But here's you could bring beer to the show. There were people bringing in cases of beer, carrying cases of beer into this venue.
It's like us at the Tokyo Dome with our 20 flavors of Strong Zero.
Right. I did not have a beer there, not a single beer. But I let everyone down because I fucked up. But here's the thing. I can see if I can get a hold of them this week, and maybe we can send out a special tweet or something. You know what?
That would be good.
Well, here's the thing. Now
the way
I don't want to do that because then everybody will be like, I don't want to get Kevin Kelly in trouble. I mean, you know what I mean? I just
trying to right under the bus already. Yeah.
All right, so we'll figure it out. All right, whatever. I had the opportunity, but they fucked up.
We got nothing. Right. My feeling is, look at stuff like Battle in the Valley. I think they're just, in terms of New Japan branding, it's going to be event format. Instead of doing a bunch of tapings, it's going to be bigger events spread out, which I think is a good move because, let's be honest, Strong has not worked. I've enjoyed it. I still enjoy it, but I'm not sure if it's serving the functions that New Japan wanted to serve at this point. So let me talk about Nemesis. So this was the most recent Strong show. So we had El Phantasmo and Jay White defeating Alan Angels, and Hikuleo. 8 minutes 40 seconds. So ELP pinned Alan after 8 minutes 40 seconds with a burning hammer. ELP and Joe were very annoying together. Not in a good way. They were just really irritating me. But I thought Alan Angles, I don't know how to say his name, was good. He was good. Maybe a guy worth sticking around. And then the second match, there were only two matches on this card. So it was the number one contender for the Strong Openweight Championship match. They call it the Strong Survivor match. It was kind of like a rumble. So Alex Kozlov was calling it a strumble.
Oh my God.
So I'm going to call it the strumble as well.
A strumble.
So the winner of this was Kenta. So after 15 minutes, he won the match. So there were a lot of guys in this. There was Adrian Quest, Bateman, Blake Christian, Jake Cabrera, Christopher Daniels, Cody Chun, Guillermo Rosas, Jacob Austin Young, Jar Kratos, Kita, Mascara Dorada, Misterioso, Rocky Romero, DKC, and Wheeler Yuta. So final four in this match, where it became sort of normal elimination rules, no more over-the-top stuff, was Kenta, Blake Christian, Wheeler Yuta, and Christopher Daniels. And I think this kind of is a good, in a nutshell, what Strong has become and what it may turn into in the future. Because, when you've got Christopher Daniels being one of the biggest pushed heel acts on the show, as much as I appreciate Christopher Daniels for what he's done, and, he can still kind of go, not necessarily a guy I want to be seeing pushed on a product like this. It's not exciting. It doesn't sort of help. I don't know. It doesn't excite me, Damon. And then we got, Peter Avalon being the next Strong title challenger, who, again, there's no cachet with a New Japan fan, and it feels like favours being done for the lower tier of the AEW roster rather than doing stuff for the benefit of the New Japan viewer. And Wheeler Yuta being in the final two, despite the fact that he's barely appeared on Strong. I think that tells you a lot about what Strong has turned into and what it may become in the future. I think if it does get sort of merged with this ROH thing, don't think that would be the worst thing in the world. I would rather see New Japan of USA and their branding being on a smaller number of more stacked high-profile shows along the lines of Battle in the Valley than putting out these sort of trickle tape shows in front of very tiny audiences where the production's not great and we've got a weird mishmash of roster members who happen to be in the States and young talent from the Indies and the AEW Dark crew and ROH guys. It's just like a weird mishmash that was sort of becoming a bit aimless and directionless. So I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world to sort of tidy that up a bit, have fewer, more high-profile New Japan shows in the States, and then everything else can go to this ROH on a club thing, and we'll see what becomes of that.
Back pandemic days, we kind of appreciated the fact that guys could get work, and it was somewhat exciting in the sense that new faces were always coming around. But the end goal was always to be that feeder system for and have a small promotion in the U.S. to kind of build and capitalize, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know if that ever came to pass, and yeah, from what you described, that doesn't sound promising for from a New Japan fan perspective. In the same breath, it is. I don't know. It is a melting pot of all these different wrestlers from all these different promotions that are there.
I think it will continue to be that, but just done under the Ring of Honor branding with their higher production values and where I think more people are likely to watch it. I think that's a good thing, personally.
I do, but I also think that I think about what could have been for Strong, and I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence of being spread too thin. I would rather see New Japan guys working with New Japan with the end goal of being the champion so that they could go over to Japan and defend the title and or participate in big shows there.
Yes. Fred Rosser defending a warehouse against Peter Avalon ain't itchy.
Exactly. All right, so that's that.
All right, that's it. I did have a big list of questions, but I'm tired. I don't want to read them. I want to go back to bed and watch Scandal. We've done enough. It's nearly 2 hours. And it's a fucking top quality audio, if I may say so.
I gotta be honest with you. I enjoy doing this. I love the year-end show. It's always one of my favorites. So, great job by all our listeners.
I'll go one better. I love every show. I do with you, Damon. I cherish it. My good friend, Damon McDonald. What a treat. I get to talk to you about my hobby every week.
Yes, it is something I look forward to every week as well. So I'll be over there. I'll jerk you off, and that'll be that. What?
You're the second man that's often jerked me off today. Funny story.
Wow. Really?
All right.
What a night.
So, redcircle.com/shows/super-j-cast. If you want to give some money to us, we like money. You put some money in the Wrestle Kingdom 17 in Yokohama pay-per-view purchasing fund. Discord link, you can get one of those if you send me a direct message on Twitter at Cobra Kawaii and ProWrestlingTees.com/SuperJcast for our lovely t-shirts. Thank you, as always, to editor Dan. Find him on Twitter at LousyHero219. Please subscribe to the Voices of Wrestling podcast network for all the great shows that they have on there. Give us a 5-snake review on iTunes and some nice words to help us move up those charts. Follow us on Twitter at the SuperJcast. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Goodbye.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Become a part of the Horton team. We're looking for welders, painters, assemblers, machine operators, cabinet makers, and other positions to build emergency vehicles that help save lives. Join us at our hiring event on Wednesday, January 18th from 2 to 5 p.m. at 3800 McDowell Road in Grove City. We offer a huge $1,500 sign-on bonus and great benefits such as 401k match, medical coverage starting day one, and much more. For more information on what Horton can do for you, visit careers.revgroup.com and search Grove City.